Hello, hello, hello. This is Frida. Welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to knit this top-down raglan sweater. And I only used 100 gram. It can fit newborn to 3 months, depending on how big the baby is. Okay, on this tutorial, I did new techniques and the collar, how to start it up. It does not show much, so what I did is I started another one, and I will show you in a minute. But before I start, I did use the entire yarn. At the end of the video, you will see that I only did 2 ridges, and I thought I wouldn't have enough yarn, so I cast bind off, and I was showing you a new technique. And then I realized I have enough yarn, so I continue knitting. I finished actually 4 ridges. Just couldn't believe it. I bind off, and I still had a little bit left over, and I showed you the technique, and at the end you will see that technique. So it won't fold up usually. It just folds up, so that's a new technique that I showed. I was going to show you a new stitch, but unfortunately, being variegated, it's really hard for me to show it. So I'm going to do a separate video, and I will pin this. I will use the numbers, and I will knit up. I have 2 balls, so I have plenty of yarn to knit up another cardigan, maybe for an adult, we'll see. But I would like to show you that stitch. I will do another video to show you the stitch, and I will put it on because it needs to be knitted on a solid color. I did total of 4 button bands, and I sewed these beautiful buttons, and I think it looks good. So it's on for sale. This is superwash merino wool that I use, 1 ply. And I washed it, I steam blocked it, and it's just fantastic. Okay, so before I let you go to start the tutorial, here is this is the edge that I wanted to aim, but unfortunately yarn is it's like a light 4 weight, so it does not show much. So what I did on this one is I double ply this. Okay, this is just Caron cake yarn. So double ply means I'm knitting with 2 strands, and I think you can see how it looks. So on this tutorial I am showing you, but it does not show much. So I use the same numbers, and I'm going to be knitting this just like this. Just need to make the button band. It's going to be way bigger, but yeah. So just wanted to show you, same numbers, how the edge looks. Okay, so I hope you like this tutorial. And so let's get started on how to knit this gorgeous top-down raglan cardigan. I am starting a new design, a new project. So I am taking bits of while I'm designing this as I go. I have already got the numbers, so this is going to be a new technique. I need total of 64 stitches. It's going to be a top down, and this is going to be for a baby. And what I'm doing is I just have a little bit of yarn, and I want to use it as much as I can. That's why I'm knitting for a baby. It's 100 gram of yarn that I have. So actually I'm frogging this. I did the tutorial over a year ago, and the hat is pretty small, so it doesn't fit my head. Well, actually it's not that small, but again, it is not that comfortable to wear, so I'm just frogging it. It happens, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast on half of 64, which is 32. Okay, and I started this technique. It's early in the morning. I have a bad throat and I'm drinking my tea. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue casting on like this. And I'll be right back. I forgot to mention the yarn is like a 3-weight. It's not a 4. I wouldn't consider this as a 4-weight, but some people do. And the knitting needle, I need to knit this loosely, so I'm using a number 5. I would highly recommend whichever you're comfortable with, but this one is a 5mm Knitter's Pride. Okay, what's happening? This turned. I hope the wire doesn't come off. Oh my goodness, it's turning. Okay, so I'm going to show you a new technique. So total of 32 stitches here. Okay, we're going to double this. To double this, I'm going to be knitting. So the first stitch I knit. Okay, what did I do? Let me show it again. I went up. I went off the screen. So the first stitch I knit. Okay. The second, we're going to make a stitch. To make a stitch, I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to grab this yarn and I make a stitch. Okay, and this actually this is the second stitch. I'm going to knit this one, and I'm going to repeat this. So we're making stitches as we go, and this is going to create a beautiful edge on the collar, and I really like this method. Okay, and I'm going to knit the next stitch, and I'm going to repeat this. Go underneath, grab it, pull it. See? It's going to create a beautiful stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to knit the next stitch. Continue. Make one, knit one. Make one, but this way make one. I'm not doing a yarn over. Okay, and I continue knitting the next stitch. So I'm going to repeat this all the way to the end. And I am going to knit, I don't know, a couple of ridges. I haven't figured it out because it's going to be a baby. I don't want it that wide. Maybe 3 ridges. Okay, don't forget to knit the next stitch. And then before I finish the ridges, I need to put a buttonhole. Okay, that's another thing. When we're starting a cardigan for a baby, or even for adults, we have to put the button band on the sweater, right? So we continue. See how easy it is? Okay, I know you can't see it now, but the more we knit, and the more we're going to see this result. It might not be 64, it might be 63. We have to count. Okay? Just like this. See how easy it is? Grab it and then knit the next stitch. So I might do this on my next future sweaters. Just like this. Okay, I'm going to knit the wrong side and the right side to create the ridge. Okay, the purl effect. So that's what I'm planning to do. Almost done. Just like this. Okay, so I'm making knit, and then I'm going to make the last one right here. It's going to be a little bit tough. Here we go, and then I'm knitting this last stitch, and we're done. So I'm just going to go back and count. See, it will look like this. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Do I have more? 26. Oh, I lost it. Okay, I will go back and count. So the next row, what we're going to do is we're just going to knit. That's all we're doing. So for a couple of rows, but don't forget we're going to do the button band. So I will come back to show you. So it's just usually I don't knit, but for this purpose I want to show that beautiful effect. See, don't knit this one, knit the one which is coming first. So, okay, yeah, be careful with that because the first row would be a little bit difficult knitting those stitches that we made. Okay, so continue knitting like this and you will see how it looks. Just love it, love it, love it. Okay, knit a couple of rows and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm on the this is the right side of the work, and when the yarn is on your left, that means that this is the right side. If it's on your right, that means that you're on the wrong side. So this is how it looks like so far. So I've been knitting. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the buttonhole. So this is 3 ridges. So after when I finish this row, it's going to be, you can count them. It's like 1, 2, 3, right? So I need to put the button band, and I'm trying to figure out how many stitches I should leave for the buttonhole. I'm sorry, for the button band. This is going to be for a girl. As you can see, it has lots of pinks. If it was blues, I would have made it for, or grays, I would have knit it for a boy. But yeah, automatically this is going to go for a girl. So I need to put the button on the right side, the buttonhole. Okay, so I'm thinking 8 stitches. That's what I usually knit. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so I'm going to put a marker here. I'm just going to grab a marker. So this way I would know that I have to purl. I have to knit the right side and the wrong side to create this look. But here you can see it's going to be knit stitches. Okay, and then I'm also planning to put a stitch. Okay, this is going to be a new stitch. I did not do the tutorial because it's super easy, and I thought I'll just show it while I'm doing this video. Okay, so it's a new stitch on the block for you guys. For me, no, it's not. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and I am going to come, I would say, in the middle right here. Okay, so there's 4 stitches. So I'm going to knit 2 stitches. Okay, knit 2 stitches. So 1, 2. And I'm going to knit these 2 together. Okay, automatically. It's a little bit tough. 2 together. I'm going to do a yarn over. Usually I don't do a yarn over, but this yarn is a bit thin. So I'm going to do a yarn over. And I'm just going to continue knitting the other stitches as we do. Okay, so I'm going to turn my work. Okay, now this is the wrong side of the work, okay? Again, this is when you turn it, this is on the right side, this is on the left side. So this would be a marker for you to know that this is the right side. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you need to be careful with these stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knit 8 stitches. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I went up. 4. So the yarn over, I'm just going to knit 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, we're done here. So this is the button band. Okay, and we're going to continue doing this all the way until we finish this, the cardigan. Okay, so this is going to be the wrong side. So automatically what we do is we need to purl. So yarn on the front, and we're just going to purl all the way until we come to 8 stitches. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I will put a marker here as well. So this way I know that I need to knit those stitches. Okay, so I'll just put the marker right here. Okay, just like this. But other than that, I'm just going to go purl. That's all I'm going to do. So yarn on the front, just like this. Okay, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to put my marker because we're going to divide the body parts. On the right side of the work, we're going to do our increases. Okay, so to do that, I just made a little sketch here just to give you some info. Here it is. Okay, so this is, I wrote it in Turkish. Sometimes some of the words are in English, like ridge. Because I'm Canadian, I was born and raised here, but I use the two languages, and whichever is easy to me, I write it down. And I know what I write down, right? Lots of people can't read their others' messages or other stuff. So it's 63 stitches. We started with 30, how many, 32. We started with 32. So when we did that technique that I showed you, we came up with 63. I thought I would come with 64, but no, 63 is the perfect. So on the front, we're going to do 13 stitches. We're going to do one increase stitch, as we usually do for top-down reglans that I've been doing tutorials for years and years. And I've been on YouTube since 2009, so this is not new. You can go and check my playlist. I have tons of tutorials. For the sleeve area, for the shoulder, we're going to put 9 stitches there, another 1 stitch to increase, and 15 stitches to the back. Again, this is for 0 to 3 months, but again, it depends on the yarn and the needle and how you knit, the gauge, right? It can be bigger than 3 months, it can be smaller than 3 months. Okay, and then we're going to continue making 1 increase, 9 stitches on the sleeve, 1 increase, and 13 stitches on the back. So that 8 stitches is included into that 13. So we're going to do increases about 16 times. So 16 times we're going to do the increase, and then we're going to divide the body parts. Okay, for the button band, I usually do 8 ridges, and then I do a button, not the button band, the buttonhole. So 8 ridges I knit, and then I make another buttonhole. 8 ridges I knit, and I make a buttonhole. Okay, so up to this, I'm not going to talk about the sleeve and the length. I will come to that when we're knitting that part. But if you want to get the info, the sleeves are 21 centimeter or 8.5. That's for a regular 0 to 3 months. Even for a 1-year-old can wear it. And the length of the cardigan is going to be 24 centimeter or 9.5 centimeter. And then we're going to bind off. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you a stitch. I'm just going to do it on the edge. I will do another tutorial because I am planning to do it on the body. But for this, it's variegated yarn and it's really, really hard to see. So I'm going to omit, I'm not going to do that. I'll just do it on the edge to show you. On edge of the hem. Okay, so because it's variegated, it's not worth it. So we're just going to purl. That's all I'm going to do. Oops. Yeah, I will purl and I will come back. When I come back, well, I don't have to come back. We were going to divide the body parts. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here's my marker where the 8 stitches is. So we need 13 for the front. So we're going to count 2. So it was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Perfect. So I'm going to put my marker here. Well, not here. Right here. So this is going to be the increase stitch. Okay. And 9 stitches for the sleeve. Let me just grab my other marker. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and here's the increase. It's a little bit tough to go in there. So 9 stitches. Let me just knit those. So again, 1. So I'm just counting the stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is the increase, the stitch, this knit, the marker that I put. And then for the back of the body, we're going to put 15. Let me just knit this. Okay, here we go. So 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 1 stitch for the increase. Okay. Okay, so put the marker on that increase. You're going to ask me, how did you get these numbers? It's by gauging, knitting samples, and then figuring it out. It's all multiplication. Yeah, you need to do that. If you don't want to do it, just follow me. Okay, so 9 stitches for the sleeve, because it's a lot of work, a lot of headache, a lot of scratching and starting over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1 increase stitch here. Sometimes what you do is when you're trying to find the numbers, like when you're dividing the numbers, the numbers doesn't come out. So what I do is I just do an increase. That's all I do. And I'm hoping that I have enough stitches. So let's count. The last should be 13. I hope it is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Perfect. So we're done. So we have total of 63 stitches. Okay, so I am going to purl until I come to that marker. Here we go, 2 more. And then what I'm doing is I need to purl now. Well, I started with knit, so that's what I'm going to do. Every time I come to the edge for the 8 stitches, I am just going to knit the 2 sides, the wrong side and the right side, to create this look. Okay, just to show you. So this is the right side. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do our increases. I just do my regular increase. I don't like doing the yarn over because it creates that hole, that lace look. Sorry, I keep on going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're done the button band area. Okay, so now we're going to knit. This is just the front. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, I think I did knit here. I accidentally did knit stitches here. Can you see? So we need to fix those. Can you see? I was doing purl. I don't know how that happened. Maybe talking, yeah, explaining, and I made a mistake. So I'm going to fix those, and I'll show you how to do that. So here we're going to knit all the way to the marker. Okay. Okay, so this is the last stitch. Now we're going to make a stitch. This is how I do. I knit, but I don't let it go. And I go on the back. And then I make a stitch. Okay. Okay, it looks like I have, yeah, did it wrong. So I will fix that stitch. Knit the stitch and then make a stitch. Okay, And then put that marker right there in the middle where the knit stitch is. Oh, I split it. That's okay. This is a superwash merino wool. Okay, so I'm going to fix these stitches. Sorry, I keep on. Let me just pull this camera a bit. Keeps on going down for some reason. Okay, so what I do is I just grab the stitch and I knit this stitch. I was supposed to purl on the wrong side. It looks like I knit it. And you can fix it. It's just 9 stitches, I believe. Well, no, not 9. I don't know what I did there. Yeah, it's 9 stitches because it was a sleeve. Okay, so I pick this. And then you fix it. Just pick it. Don't split it. Fix that split. See, we need to create that knit stitch. If this was just solid color, I was going to do the pattern right away, but it won't show. Even I'm thinking if I do it on the board, on the edge, it's not going to show, but for tutorial purposes, I will show it. I will do it. And then for another tutorial, I will do the same, but with a solid color, of course. And most of my colors are variegated. I keep on going to variegated yarns. Like I bought this over a year ago. And yeah, I keep on going to variegated yarn. So just fix it. And then I will let you go. And then, whoops, I lost 2 stitches here. Let's grab that one. And then grab this one. This is 1 ply. See, it's been plied. I can spin. I have so much fiber. I can spin the same. Yeah. 1 ply is so easy to spin. Instead of buying yarn, I should spin yarn. Okay. I do have lots of spinning tutorials, shows that I make, shorts. Okay, here we go. So this is the last one. We fixed it. I don't know what happened there. It happens, so it's an easy fix. So I knit this stitch. And then I go grab it from the front like this, and I go, this is way easy for me. And I twist it and I make a stitch. And here's the increase, another increase. So we make 2 increases, one for the left and one for the right. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue knitting. Okay, so I'm going to continue knitting for the button band. Like I said, we're going to make the button band every 8 ridges. So you need to count these ridges, 1, 2, 3. So I have, and then 8, and then I make another buttonhole as I showed you. Okay, for the increases, I'm going to do 16 rows of increases, 16 times like this. So that's 16 times 2 is 32 rows we're going to knit, and then we're going to finish it, okay? And I will show you how to divide the body parts, and I do knit about 1 inch for babies. For adults, I knit 2 up to 2 and more, depending on if it's a plus size for the back, so it will give you the height so the baby or the person can wear it comfortably. So we need that height for the back of the fabric. So yeah, I will come and show you those. I already have tutorials. It's the same thing I'm going over, but for this one I wanted to show you step by step because I like this. This is a new beginning, a new something that I came up with, and I just wanted to share it, and I wanted to show it with this gorgeous yarn. Okay, so I will see you after knitting 16 times increases. So this is 1, and we're going to do 15 more. And just continue knitting as you regularly knit, and I will see you back. Okay, that's all we're going to do. Lots of knitting, and this is a fun yarn. See, it's beautiful colors. It's joyful. Okay, I will see you back. And don't forget your increases where the stitch marker is. Okay, so I've been knitting, and this is how it looks like so far. So I did 16 increases, and when you look at it, when you measure it, remember I said it has to be 9 inches, so it's almost 5 inches long. So the rest you can, it's up to you if it's for a newborn. You can continue knitting as long as you want, but like I said, I don't have enough yarn. I only have 100 grams, so I am going to be using up that yarn, and probably this is going to be for a newborn, but we'll see. So I did divide the body parts. By dividing, what I mean is front to front, so I knitted them. After doing the last increase, what I did is I changed needles. Most of the time, lots of people put them on a yarn, rest them, but I put them on these needles, which I have, and that's how I do it. So remember I was saying that on the back we're just going to knit a little bit high, like so I did finish this row, and what you do is you normally continue knitting, but now I'm going to be working on the back to give it just a little bit of height, not that too much, and not I would say about 6 rows or so. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue knitting, but I continue doing my increases. Okay, so I do my increases like this on the right side when I'm knitting, and when I'm knitting the wrong side I don't do anything, and I do my increase at this one at the end as well. Okay, just like this. Just want to show you, and then I will let you knit 6 rows. I would say 6 rows would be enough. So this is already number 1 row, and when I turn it would be 2, and then you continue knitting on. Okay, just let me show you this one last one. I will continue knitting on the back. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, so I knit this one as if to knit, and then I make a stitch, and I knit this one. Okay, so I made an increase. Okay, so the wrong side is just regular purl, and when you come back you just repeat it. Okay, so after knitting 6 rows, well, I am going to knit 5 more rows and I'll be done. And what I'll do is I am going to put the underarm, the sleeve, and then I will continue knitting. For a baby, I'm not going to be at, well, when I come I will show you, because I don't want to do any increases. This length would be enough for the underarm. Okay, so I will be right back. I have knit 6 rows. As you can see, this is what we need, that height. So when you're wearing, or even the baby wearing it, it would be more comfortable. So this is the sleeve area. We're going to skip that, and then we're going to jump right here. Okay, on here I'm not going to add any stitches, because this is enough. When we're picking up stitches, this would be enough, and I don't want it too big for the sleeve. Okay, so let me just pull this on the wire, and what I do is, this is a baby, right? This is for a baby. This last stitch and this beginning stitch, I knit them together. Try to knit it as tight as you can, and I just continue knitting, nothing else. This is all I'm going to do, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other sleeve, and I will show you how to do that. And don't forget to do your buttonholes. Yeah, this is the left side. Okay, so I will come. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to knit all the way to the other sleeve, and I will show you how to join that one as well. Okay, I will be right back. And then we will pick up stitches and I will show you how to knit the sleeves from here. And that's all. So just let me knit to the other side and I will be right back. Okay, so we're almost at the end where the underarm is. I'm not going to knit this stitch, so I will slide it there. And this needle is done. Let me put it there. I might use it later. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. This is the underarm. Okay. And this is the front. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide this and I'm going to knit that first stitch together with this last one. The reason I'm doing that is so there will be no gaps between. Okay, here we go. So it's a little bit tough. Let's put this one here. This is a little bit loose. And just like this, knit two together. Isn't this fantastic? And then I just continue knitting. This is all we're doing. Okay. So I'm going to knit a couple of rows because I just want to have a little bit of space here. So we're going to be picking up stitches on this space here. And then closing the gaps. And then, like I said, don't forget to do your buttonhole. So I have one here. I have number 2. And then I have number 3. Oh, didn't I do it? Oh, I didn't. I did not do it yet. So I'm going to do the buttonhole. Let me just check. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. Thought I made it here. Okay, so I will come and make the buttonhole right there. Better not forget it while I have it, you guys. So let me just show you how to make the buttonhole. Because sometimes when you're new, even, you know, for people who are knitting, but not knitting buttonholes, they will get confused. Okay, so I'm right here. 1, 2. So 4 stitches I let, and I knit the 2. And another thing, I did 8 stitches. I think 8 stitches a bit too much. So in the future, I would highly recommend to do 6 stitches for the button band. I usually do 6, but I thought this yarn is thin. Then 8 would be better, but no. No, it's not better. It's not. It's too wide for a buttonhole. Okay, so I knit these 2 together and I make a yarn over and then just continue knitting. The reason I'm saying that is because for the collar we only did 3 ridges, right? And when you look at the button band, it's too wide when you compare it. You know what I mean? Either you can do this 4 ridges and then make 3 and then make 8 stitches, then it would be equal. Yeah, this is too wide. I never thought about that, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to continue knitting. Nothing else to be done. So I will come back and we will start doing the underarm, as I just need to knit a little bit, couple of rows, so we can pick up the stitches for the underarm. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to pick up stitches. As you can see, there's a huge gap. I don't know how many. Let's figure it out. So what I do is I use a crochet hook, and then I pull this and I make a tie. I pull it and then I make a tie. You don't have to do it on that stitch, but it's way easy, and I try to tie as I can. Okay, so we're going to pick up stitches. I don't know, 5 maybe 7. Let's figure it out. Okay, so it has to be an even number, and I don't want too many stitches. So here's 1. Okay, here's 1. Here's 2. 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is huge. Let's go here. 5, 6, and then 7. Okay, 7. I'm just gonna put these stitches on this needle. Got a weird throat. Okay, and then I'm going to put a marker. So I have the marker here. Okay. So I'm going to put a marker here. I want to get rid of 2 stitches. Okay, so here's one. I will do that when I come around. 2, 3. So here I'm going to put a marker. That is the stitch that we're going to do. I do a couple of decreases for babies, but for adults I do it depends on the yarn and how big is it. If it's a plus size, I do it every 5 rows, 6 rows, 7 rows, sometimes 8 rows. I get rid of these 2 stitches. Okay, so, and then I'm gonna put, so this is the last stitch that we picked up. So I'm going to get rid of 1. Okay, let me just grab this stitch marker. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to knit these 2 together, just like this. And then I'm going to put a marker. So I know that these are the picked up stitches, and I got rid of 1. Okay, and this would be in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to continue knitting. I don't know, I'll knit 5 rows and I'll do a decrease. I have to just check it out, and then see maybe 7 rows, because I don't want it that too many decreases on a baby sleeve, because we want the baby to wear it comfortably, right? We don't want it tight. So maybe 10 rows. I'll just figure it out and I will come and show you. So yeah, that's how you pick up stitches. It's so easy. There's no gap, there's no hole, there's no sewing involved. It's seamless, and I do this around and around. It takes time, because yeah, it takes time knitting around and around. You have to knit 2 rows to make that one straight back and forth. So of course, when you're knitting around and around, it takes time. Yeah, and a lot of knitting involved. Okay, so I will see you, well, almost there, because it's a baby sleeve, right? Yeah. Let me just show you how to get rid of this one as well. Get rid of the 1 stitch, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 2 more stitches. Okay, here it is. Here's my marker. So what I do is I grab it from here and I get rid of 1 stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to continue knitting, and I will come back to show you how to get rid of stitches. Okay, I'll be just checking. Yeah, it looks like I need to move my stitch here, because there's less stitches here. Yep. Okay, I'll be right back. I've been knitting, so what I did is, because I noticed that it's pretty big, the sleeve, the circum is pretty big. So what I did is I got rid of 2 stitches after knitting 2 rows, and then I knit 2, 4, 5. I'm on the 6th row. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of 2 more stitches, and I will continue doing this until I have the length that I need. Okay, just like this. So I'm going to be knitting, And I will come back to show you what I'm up to, because this is going to take me a while. So this is how it looks like so far, because we don't want it that big, right, for the sleeve. So you just need to look into it and see what you need to do. The technique that I'm showing you, as you can see, there's no holes, there's nothing. See, it's all in one piece, and it just looked nice. Just this part where we picked up the stitches, that's all you can see. Okay, so I will continue knitting, and I will come to show you what I'm up to. I have finished it. So what I did is I did the sleeves, and they're all equal, just to show you. So it's the perfect length for a newborn. As I said, it's pretty wide. Yeah. So in the near future, I'm going to cast on less stitches here, so we won't have this wideness. Just to point out. Okay, so I did bind off. I just have a little bit of yarn left. Here it is. So I'm lucky. And I'm going to wash this and block it. It's beautiful. It turned out fantastic. I really like the color. So this is turning like this, right? Because I don't... live, short, anything. Yeah, I would highly recommend that because it looks like everyone's not doing that. And what's happening is you're missing my videos. Yeah. See, let me just show it to you one more time when you put it down. See? See how it curls? So this will fix that problem so it will be straight. And when you put it down, see, it's not good. See this one? See how it's curling up? Yeah. So, and you won't even see it. That's the perfect. Okay, I will let you guys go. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.